All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can set up your own custom application with full login system and backend database using Supabase and Next.js, and hopefully all within 15 minutes. So if you're a non-technical person, that's perfectly okay. I'm going to be doing this in Cursor, which is an AI coding application. So you should be able to follow along and get something out of this as well. Now, pretty much what I'm going through here is the Supabase Next.js Quick Start documentation. And how this works is here it's basically you create a project in Supabase. So you can click on this shortcut here, create a new project, choose your organization, which I'm out of free plans at the moment. Supabase Next, generate a password, and choose the location closest to you. So I'm over in Australia. Create new project. So now we've created our database, which it's going to be all empty at the moment. We'll jump back over here and quickly go through this before we get too far ahead of ourselves. But we've just created our database. Here's just a few example table setups and setting up your application, which you don't need any of these. Then down here, this is what we're going to run in our code editor. So I'll copy that for now because we'll need it. Then environment variables. So these are basically your Supabase URL and publishable key. And if I come back over to my new project, come over to overview, you can see I've got my URL and API key here. So we'll need that later. Then down here, it's got Supabase client setup. You guys don't need to worry about this. And of course, run dev to run the project. But I've copied this npx install and I'm going to jump over to my code editor. Now I've started a new project folder repository and I've just named it demo project. And all I'm going to do is create a new terminal, come here and paste that in. And then you just want to follow the prompt. So create next app 16.0.4. Yep. What's the project name? Let's go Supabase Next Demo. Now this just might take a minute. As you can see, this is all installed. 0 vulnerabilities, success, success, success. And then down here, you've got a few little instructions. So you got npm run dev, npm build, npm start, or cd, which we're going to want to go cd Supabase Next Demo. And that just changes me from my demo project folder to my Supabase Next Demo. So now that I'm here, I'm just going to go npm run dev. And now if I just go command click, you'll be able to see that I have a default Next project set up here. And it'll have a few little instructions for you to follow. So create Supabase project, which we've already done, but we need to connect. Then declare environment variables, basically the same thing, just adding your API key and URL. Start web server, and that will come back to that. But now if I click on here and come up here, you can see I've got all this stuff installed. And what we want to do is we got the .env file here, .example, which we just want to change this to .env, bring that down and add our Supabase environment variables in here. So if I come back over here, back into project overview, copy URL, and copy anon key, add that in there, Control S to save it. Now run your npm run dev. And as you can see here, I can now sign up. So if I come up here, I can go sign up. And then when you do that, you'll get a link sent to you for confirmation. So confirm your mail. All right, so we're back on our login page, and then we just want to sign in. And then you'll have some more instructions or example things that you can go through and have a look at. I won't go through all of this stuff, but this is the default website at the moment. And we can change this, and the same with this being our landing page. But I'll give it a couple prompts just to show you guys what sort of things you can do with this, because now our login and everything is all set up. And actually, even before I do that, can you write me a query shows all members login details? And important note, in Supabase here, you guys can get them to write all sorts of queries and create all sorts of different tables and things for you. And you can either run the query in here or copy, come over to your SQL editor, put that in there. And as you can see, Mitch has signed up at this time, and although it doesn't have a table for it here, it automatically has all the login stuff and saved it all in the background. So you don't need to worry about creating those tables. But if I'm in here, let's just create a little prompt. All right, so here's a little prompt I wrote for a landing page. I want you to create a modern professional SaaS style landing page for a platform called Promptzilla. This platform allows users to write and test different prompts they have created, as well as export them as templates. Choose one core color for the design and use in black and white as the other supporting colors. This is the first draft landing page, so you can use placeholder text for now. I mainly want you to focus on the design and structure of the landing page. So let's give that a go and see what it comes out with. All right, so it's completed there. And just while I'm here, note that to cancel this down below, you can do a Control C to cancel it, and then again npm install, or sorry, npm run dev to boot it back up again. But let's just, all right, so that was a one-shot prompt, and this is the landing page that we have so far. And as you can see, pretty, simple, but it has a nice design. It's a nice base to start with. So with one prompt, you can create something like this. One core color, nice, clean, modern SaaS look. And then if I come here and go sign in, it's even changed this to match it a little bit, which you can edit even more. So before we get into that, I just wanted to point out the way this works is other plain code, you generally have, a page and there's a file of code for that one page. But what happens in here is you have a logout button component, you have a login form component, you have a hero section component. And then, so it's creating all these different components, and then it's putting them together like a puzzle, creating this application. So these are all different components that it's putting together like Lego. And that's basically the simplest way I can explain it. But just so in case you're getting confused about, oh, what are all these? Oh, I've got a million files here. Why do I have so much stuff going on? That's why, because it's all set up like that. But let's give this one more prompt to build something inside the application. And then I'll show you a couple other examples of different styles of applications you can build with this. All right, so here's my second prompt. Okay, now I want you to create me the inside of my application. How I want this to work, it should have a persistent ChatGPT style sidebar on the left-hand side with 5 different page buttons with the following titles: AI chat, templates, documents, videos, settings. It's critical that the design aligns with the landing page we just created. Leave each sidebar page empty for the moment. All right, that's complete. So we'll just give this another run and see what we have. Sign in. And look at that. So this, you can see how easy it is. 2 prompts and we've got half an application there. Obviously, there's a few more nuance and details and things like that. But for whatever length of time this video has been going on for, 15, 20 minutes, you've pretty much got the whole base of a full application there. Obviously, there's a bit more that goes into it. Obviously, adding in payment processes and things like that is a whole nother box of frogs. But you can see how quick that was to set up. And as to not make this video go on forever, I'm just going to ask one more question. All right, can you write me a set of instructions to deploy this application to Vercel? Don't forget to add in npm run build notes as well, which npm run build is basically, in short, troubleshoots your application and make sure everything's all set up properly so when you deploy it, you're not going to have issues after. And so when you get those problems, you can just ask the AI to fix the problems for you as well. But I've shown you the base of it, and you can come up with these plans or get the AI to write these plans and tell you how to do everything. So if I come here, keep all, let's just have a little read through this. Step 1, install dependencies, npm run build, npm start. So kind of done all that stuff. Set up Supabase project. All right, so it's good. It's doing all the stuff from the very, it's basically going from the very start. So you can see here, it's got database.new. So all the things we've already done here. So you're going to need a GitHub account, and then you upload this to GitHub, and then you can just link your GitHub to Vercel. Then down here, add new project, project name, see, it's still got all this stuff from before, which I was kind of hoping it would start from about here. Click deploy, wait for, oh no, sorry. So this is when you deploy to Vercel, you'll have to re-put in your API and URL information. And don't forget, when you upload this, you want to add your .env file to this git ignore, because these are the keys you don't want to lose. So again, you can ask the AI to go through all of this with you. Log into the Vercel, npm install, and yeah, like I said, you guys can go through this and just follow it step by step. If you're not sure, just ask the AI how to do it. But I'll show you a couple other little projects to give you some different ideas of things you can do with this. All right, so here's another project. Let's go npm run dev. Here's something I'm working on at the moment, which is basically a centralized database for retail e-commerce. Because at the moment, this business has got the stuff all over the place, and the idea or concept behind this is to centralize that. So as you can see, similar sort of setup to what I was showing you in the last one, just a little simple landing page to start with. And then I can come in here and I've got a few different things going on. So as you can see, it's not fully set up yet, but I've got inventory, little sales page, history. So the idea behind history is whenever things get changed or stuff happens in the application, you've got a log of what's been going on. Settings, so you can add accounts, users, etc. Locations, manager. So obviously this is project still pretty early stage, but you can see how you can create these different systems. And with this, because we've already connected up a backend database here, it's really easy to integrate things like stock lists and sales reports and things like that, and save it all because you've already got that database in the back end. But if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, hit that like button. Or if you have an idea for a software and you don't want to go through the whole process of building and learning how to do all this stuff, you can always book a call with us, jump on, have a chat, tell us what you want to do. Do you have something internal you want? Do you have something you want to sell to your current clients or customers? You can jump on, have a chat to us, and we'll give you some ideas about how to go about doing it and if it's something we can help you with.